All right, so hello everyone. Thank you for watching this video on my YouTube channel. Um, I've been kind of having this conversation for a while, just listening to a few people, of course, my mentors, and then listening to individuals talk. So the purpose of this is to just kind of go over a couple of things that I am seeing that has pretty much prevented people that I know and that I'm coming into contact with building generational wealth. So here we go. Okay. Of course, like I said, the topic is what is preventing you from building generational wealth? Number one, number one thing I have found in listening is fear. So we're talking about fear of failure, fear of the unknown, fear of losing money, right? So what do I mean by the fear of the unknown? If this is something that is outside of your norm of your 9 to 5, and someone is presenting an idea to you, you're unfamiliar with it, it's uncharted territory, you have that fear of what's going to happen. What if I do this? I don't know. I'm not familiar with that. I don't know if I can learn that. I'm not too good at this. You come up with all of these reasons why you can't do it because you are unfamiliar with it and it's unknown to you, right? The same thing with the fear of failure. Oh, well, what if I start this business and it just eats up all my money, or I'm not able to produce as much as I would like to, or I'm not able to keep up, or whatever. It's all of these what ifs. So we're worrying about failing. And the same thing with losing money. Here's what I'm asking people to do. I'm asking people to look at those who have made it. We're talking about the multimillionaires and billionaires. Listen to how they, speak in interviews when they're asked certain questions. What phrases do you not typically hear them say? I can't, I don't have, I don't know how, I'm not capable, right? Those are things that are not typically stated when they're being interviewed. There's different verbiage that's used. So the idea of being so fearful to build, to start a business, to buy a home, something as simple as buying a home, there's an excuse for that. That leads me to point number two. So I said the first reason why what is preventing people from building generational wealth is fear. The second one is money. Well, I don't have the money to start. I've been trying, and my credit is this, and my credit is that. And here's my thing when we're talking about money. There are tons of businesses that can be started online that do not cost more than $500 to begin. Some of them don't even cost more than $200 to begin. Okay, so if you do not have $200, you don't have $200 to start a business. My brother, my sister, you are in trouble. And right now is the time to start looking into other ways to make money. Your 9 to 5 is fine, but do you really want to continue to rely on just one source of income? Knowing what COVID has taught us, COVID-19 has showed everyone slip. We know where we are financially. We know what we need to do. It's simple. So the number two thing that is preventing people from building generational wealth is money. We're talking about startup costs, not having the access. We're talking about credit, all of those things, finances, right? Number three is time. This is a big one because honestly, it's an excuse. I don't have the time to do X, Y, and Z because I work 16-hour days. I'll use what some of the things that I do. So I trade Forex, crypto, binary options, and I invest, right? I read because I need to know. I read articles, I read books, of course, I read news. So anytime news come out pertaining to certain companies, especially with stocks, anytime any news come out pertaining to a company that I'm invested in, I go and I read. I want to know what they're saying. I listen to Bloomberg pretty much, whatever free time I get during the day, I have on Bloomberg in my home office, right? So that way I can hear what's going on. I can hear what the hedge fund, managers are saying and talking about, because there's subliminals in there, right? Your time needs to be prioritized. You can make time to go and do anything else, right? So if you are managing your time properly, you can manage it enough to be able to dedicate 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day, an hour if that's all you have, and you can kind of squeeze in because of family and your 9 to 5. But doing something and scheduling that time so that way you can build, be it business, figure out how to fix your credit so that way you can buy a home. That's a start to building generational wealth. Having ownership. Okay, having passive and residual income, multiple incomes legally, right? We're building businesses legally. We're bringing in additional income legally. That is the start to building generational wealth, right? The other thing, this is number 4. So I already said the first one is fear. That's number 1, right? These are my what I'm seeing that prevents people from building generational wealth. Number 1 is fear. Number 2 is money, the startup costs and credit and everything like that, right? Number 3 is time. Number 4 is your network. Who are you surrounding yourself with on a daily basis? Who are you communicating with on a daily basis? How do you all express yourselves? Like, what is your conversation like? If your conversation is always, surrounding around reality TV shows, only focus on sports, but you're not investing somehow, some way in any type of team, right? Or, you own something that comes from being a part of the sports world and everything. If that is not if you're not talking about building businesses, if you're not talking about figuring out how to create multiple streams of income, if you're not doing these things, ladies and gentlemen, you are setting yourself up for failure, as well as your children, your grandchildren, and your great grandchildren. The generational wealth, you have to start somewhere. Okay? How many people are in your circle are successful? What is your definition of success? What is your definition of success? And if you have a definition of success and you've identified that, do the people that you communicate with on a daily basis, do they define it? Like, are they living up to that? If they're not, and they don't own multiple businesses, they don't have multiple streams of income, legal multiple streams of income, right? Then, and you have these visions and these dreams and ideas, right? Then you have to move. Not saying to cut them completely off. I would not tell you that. What I'm saying is you need to surround yourself with individuals who have that mindset. You cannot have $1 million conversations with people who have the 1 cent mind. That's simple. If someone is not thinking the way that you are thinking and you are expressing an idea, a vision for a business, whatever it is, and they do not understand because they have a 1 cent mind, you are wasting your time. The first thing they're going to do is shoot you down. They're going to discredit what you're saying. They're going to downplay it. They're going to, put their doubt on you. And even depending on what the business is, they'll probably say, oh, that's not going to work. That's a scam. This, that, and the third. I hear it a lot. I hear it a lot. Some of the things that I want to do is, well, I hope that it works for you, but I don't think that's something that'll work for me. And I don't see that happening. I was told that. And now I'm like, I will no longer share what my vision is with anyone unless we are having those type of conversations on a daily basis. If we're talking about things that I already have seen and I know that I'm going to do and that I'm already preparing to do, if we don't have those type of conversations on a daily basis, I'm not sharing that with you because I don't want to hear your negativity. I don't want you sitting here trying to project your doubt onto me and have me second guessing myself. I don't want that. So I'm asking and I'm pleading with all my brothers and sisters, every person that sees this, I hope that you are looking into yourself and being self-aware. Where are you right now? What is it that you want? Are you happy with your situation and where you're at financially, emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally? Like, are you happy with where you are? And if you are not happy with where you are, now is the time to start sitting down and putting plans in place. Okay? So I'm gonna go back through those four things that's preventing people from building generational wealth. Number one is fear. Now, my thing with the fear is I use when you wake up in the morning, okay? Do you say to yourself every single day in and day out, today is the day that I'm gonna die, or I think I'm gonna die today? You don't say that to yourself. You don't think that out loud, right? You get up, you have your routine, whatever your routine is, you move. Some people get up and pray, some people just get up and go brush their teeth and take a shower and whatever, whatever your routine is. That's what you typically do. But what do you do when you step outside of your house? When you go to your car, what do? You put on a seatbelt. Why? It's a protective measure, right? Just in case you have an accident, hey, let me put on a seatbelt, right? You have life insurance, correct? You look both ways when you're crossing the street, before you cross the street, correct? So why in the world are we sitting here always having excuses and saying, well, I don't know about this, and I might fail, and I don't want to risk losing money and everything. We have all of these fears that's just screaming at us. When we talk about building a business, when we talk about buying a home, when we talk about building generational wealth, there's excuse after excuse after excuse. And the same thing with money. We can go and spend money on shoes that cost an arm and a leg. We can go and sit here and buy these doggone Gucci belts, Chanel bags, spend all kind of money on our hair, right? Red bottom shoes, Jordans that cost $200 and $300 and all of that stuff. We can spend money on all of these things, but we can't sit here and invest in ourselves. We can't invest in our children's future, and our grandchildren's future, and our great grandchildren's future. We can make the time to sit down and watch reality TV shows. We can make the time to sit down and watch YouTube all day that is not providing any type of knowledge or value to our lives, right? We can watch any other type of videos and all of this stuff. We can do all of this, and we can make the time to do that. But we can't make the time to sit down and come up with a plan and say, these are my strengths and my weaknesses. This is what I have in my account, be it my savings, my checking. This is what I have with stocks, mutual funds, whatever, right? This is what I can do. This is how much I can afford to lose. This is how much I can afford to invest in building my business. Boom, boom. Like we can make time to do this other stuff, but we can't make time to, make plans, generate a business plan, and then we can surround ourselves with people who do not have a millionaire mindset, but have a 1 cent mindset. And then we complain about where we are, why we are here, and the system this and the system that. But we have to take ownership. There has to be some point where we're saying, I'm contributing in this particular way. Everything is not on you, but there is a part that you play in why you are where you are. I'm not saying how big that part is. I'm not saying how small that part is. But at some point, as an individual, especially as an adult, we have to look back at ourselves and say, how am I contributing to this particular problem? Be it small or large, how am I contributing to this particular problem? If you want your life to change, you have to start now. There's no more excuses. When we're talking about networking and everything, look, millionaires are not just hanging out all day, every single day, watching TV and hanging with people who do not want anything for themselves, who are comfortable with where they are. Right? Eagles don't sit here and come down and hang out with pigeons. They don't. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the first person to use that. I know I'm not the first person to use that. But think about that. The Eagles are up there with the Eagles. The pigeons are with the pigeons. So why in the world, if you have $1 million vision, multi-million dollar vision, $1 billion vision, whatever it is, if you have that vision and it is heavy on you and it's strong on you, why in the world are you having conversations on a daily basis with individuals that do not have that same mindset, that are not sharing that type of vision with you? I'm gonna use this example. There was a young lady that I was mentoring, and I will not say her name, where she's from, or anything like that. But we were talking about our vision boards and stuff. So I asked her to explain to me her vision board, and then she wanted to be drafted into the WNBA, right? So I was like, okay, you that nice, great. I was like, so what are you doing to get to that point? So we went into this whole spiel, and I was like, okay, so that sounds good and everything. She said, well, my mom doesn't want me to do it, and I was like, okay, why not? She said, one of the things she told me, and this is what stuck out to me, so this is why I'm using this. She said that my mom said that they don't make any money in the WNBA. And I said, okay, so how many people in your family play in the WNBA? None, ma'am. Okay, how many people that are friends of the family play in the WNBA? None, ma'am. How many people do you know directly and your mom know directly that play in the WNBA? None, ma'am. I said, so I want to hear what you just said, right? If you don't know anybody that is in this field, how in the world can they tell you what they make? You know what I'm saying? That goes back to when people are not aware of something, they don't know. They are quick to project that doubt on you. They are quick to downplay it. They are quick to be like, that's not good enough, or that's a scam. This woman told her daughter that she needs to go to school. This is according to the young lady that I was mentoring. She told her daughter that she needs to go to school and get a job. That is the mentality that we have in the United States of America right now. We're not we're not pushing as often as we should and could the idea that you can build a business. You can have a 9 to 5. If you love your 9 to 5, there is nothing wrong with that. But having multiple streams of income is not a negative thing. COVID-19 should have shown all of us where we stand financially. Are we in a good place or are we in a bad place? If you do not have a minimum of 6 months of your monthly pay, right? Saved, invested, whatever it is, if you do not have a minimum of 6 months of your monthly pay somewhere where you can easily access it, or grab it or whatever, right? Easily accessible to you, then my brothers, my sisters, you have to get started right now. You have to get started right now. You have no time to waste. 2020 has shown us everything that we need to know. And if anyone is still sitting here saying that, oh, I'm okay, I'm good, that's a problem. And you're living check to check. Or you only have this one 9 to 5 and that's it. If that job goes away, what are you going to do for income? How are you going to pay your rent? How are you going to pay your daycare? How are you going to pay your light bill? How are you going to pay your car note? How are you going to pay your mortgage if you have a mortgage? How are you going to pay these things if all you have is a 9 to 5 and nothing else? No other stream of income. Okay. And I'll use this last example to talk about, some of the things that's preventing us from building generational wealth. So me and my husband was talking to uh, um, a gentleman. This was, I think, a year and a half ago, something like that. And we were talking about trading because, like I said, I trade, right? That's one of the things that I do besides investing and everything else, right? So we were talking about trading. I don't remember how that came up, but anyway. So in talking about it, he said we were pretty much expressing like the possibility, what you could possibly make, depending on you. Obviously, there's a lot of factors or whatever, so we can't guarantee you anything. But listen, there have been people that made this amount, this amount, this amount. But of course, everybody's different. Work ethic, all of that. This man sat here and told us that, oh, I'm good. I don't need to make any more money, or I don't need to do anything else because my kids are set. I have $1 million policy. Now, my question is, if you don't own your home outright, meaning you are still paying a mortgage that has to be paid or something, correct? If you were to drop dead today, right? And I'm not wishing that on him. I'm just using this as an example. If you were to drop dead today and you have this $1 million policy, but you still have a mortgage, you still have a car. Now, mind you, he just bought a brand new vehicle. I don't remember like how many months or whatever it was, but that was a brand new vehicle. Okay. So you have a brand new vehicle. You don't own your home outright. You only have $1 million policy. Let's say you have, I can't remember if he had 3 or 4 kids, whatever it was. But you're talking about $1 million. That's all you have. And on top of that, you have 3 to 4 kids. You still have a mortgage. You have a brand new car note. And then on top of anything else you have, how far do you think that $1 million is going to take those children? That is the mindset that we have. The first thing, the natural reaction to do when we talked about trading was to automatically shut down because of fear. Why? Fear of the unknown. No one has talked to me about trading before, right? No one has talked to me about, buying a home. No one has talked to me about, the importance of credit, knowing your debt to income ratio. No one has talked to me about how to actually set up a budget. So the automatic defense comes up and it shut everything out. I'm not listening to anything you said because I don't know what you're talking about. So I'm good. And the fear of failure. If I were to trade, I can't learn it. It looks too hard. I read that nobody makes money and everything. That's lies. That's lies. Do you run the risk of losing money? Yes, you throw away money every single day. People who buy expensive tennis shoes, listen, shoes depreciate in value. Cars depreciate in value. When you drive off the lot and you have bought a brand new car, you automatically lose thousands of dollars off the bat. Soon as you drive off the lot, you lose money off the bat. It automatically depreciates in value. So to sit here and say, well, I'm gonna lose money, you lose money every day. You throw away money every day. Buying expensive clothes, whatever it is. So that's not an excuse. It's not. If you do not desire to grow, to build, and to set your children, your grandchildren, and your great-grandchildren up for success, then there's no conversation with us. But those who desire to do that, you have to be honest with yourself, do that self-evaluation, and look and see, am I fearful? Is that what's driving me right now? Is the fear driving me right now and preventing me from building that generation wealth? If it is, now you know what to do. If it's the money, if you say it's not fear, it's just I'm having trouble with having enough money to start up. Well, that means that you need to go on ahead and look at the videos that I'm posting. Well, I'm gonna post the one about the budget or whatever tomorrow. But do your research about making a budget, establishing a budget, and start going from there and cut unnecessary spending on top of other stuff, right? That will be needed. That way you can have a startup money. So that's not an excuse. If you put a plan in place, you write it down, right? Then that's not an excuse. Now you have a plan, so now you're moving towards that. Time. You have time. There's 24 hours in a day. 24 hours in a day. If you have to go and put your business plan and start making moves or whatever when the kids are asleep, if you have to get up a little bit earlier than everybody else, like I do, I get up at 5 o'clock every single morning. Because from 5 to 6:45, that's my time. That's my time to do what I need to do for me, for my business, businesses. You know what I'm saying? That is my time. But that's what the wealthy do. They make sure that they schedule their stuff. Same thing with, your network. Surround yourself with individuals who have like minds like you. Eagles are with eagles. Pigeons are with pigeons. Period. My grandma used to say, birds of a feather flock together. That is true. That is true. So, with that being said, I hope that you were able to get something out of this video. Do that self-reflection. Know that you can do it, whatever it is that is in your mind to do, and you've been given the vision. Do not shortchange yourself. Okay. Thinking big is not a bad thing. It is great. But apply yourself. Be realistic and apply yourself. You will be able to reach whatever goals you set as long as you are persistent, you work hard, you have that grit that is needed to be a business owner and to have multiple streams of income besides just your 9 to 5. Okay? You got this. You can do this. I just need you to understand that and believe that and start taking action now. Get over that fear. Fight it. Get your money right. Okay? Prioritize your time. Practice time management and surround yourself with like-minded people. $1 million ideal, you need to be with $1 million ideal type of people. Okay? Not talking about the $1 million ideas with 1 cent minded people. That's pretty much it. Okay? So I'm going to end this with my favorite quote because I believe it. So I say it pretty much every day on top of some of the other things that I do every single day. But it's by the legend Arthur Ashe. Start where you are. Use what you have and do what you can. Have a great day, night, and productive week, a blessed week. Let's go make every single day count. Do not waste any more time. We only have a few months left in this year. Let's go get it. Let's go get it. Let's go get it.